I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Married it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself up back before the bull run. Gotta take some Isha, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Married it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself up back before the bull run. Gotta take some Isha, stick it in the ballroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself up back before the bull run. Some Isha, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself up back before the bull run. Gotta take some Isha, stick it in the ballroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA on YouTube. We missed you all, it's been a week. We usually do twice a week, but last Monday was a holiday weekend, and we were busy building behind the scenes, but we didn't want to miss today, even though it seems like I'm getting sick again, as well as LA, my co-host with the most. LA, how are you today? I know both of us have been really under the weather, but we're here, right? Yeah.
Doing all right. I'm happy to be back. Just got back from 2 weeks away visiting my family, so that was exciting, and happy to be back with all of you guys.
Yes, no doubt. I know everybody was having withdrawals, and we're happy to be back to give some updates. So, I know the big elephant in the room, for lack of a better word, is when Fusion. I know everybody keeps asking. We were hoping to have a launch date announced today. We just are not at that point yet. So we both get that out of the way right now. No launch date. However, we are really, really close. We've never been closer. I mean, again, we're weeks, definitely not months, maybe even, sooner than that. So, again, we're not going to be a protocol that gives a date that we cannot meet. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of other protocols do that same thing, and that creates even more FUD and issues when we announce a date that will be 100% the date that you can count on. It's always been that way at EMP, and we're not going to compromise, to appease the FOMO gods. But we are, again, really, really close. We had a great developer chat literally just before the AMA today. I just got off, that's why I was a little bit late getting started, and we're rolling in one more really bullish feature into the MVP now. It's not going to delay the launch. It was something that we were hoping to do anyway, and the devs have put in extra effort to make it happen. So that was one of the loose ends we were waiting on. Again, we're simultaneously testing as well, both on testnet and actually mainnet. So again, we're really, really close. And I want to say more than what I can say, but I don't want to put something out there that is going to be held against us. So we're getting close. Infrastructure is key. I know this is something that we've talked about a lot. You can build an amazing piece of code, but if you don't have the infrastructure to support that code, then it falls flat. So again, there's a lot more moving parts than it seems on the surface. I know that usually gets people impatient. We've seen, again, some ESHARE dumping as well, but those are the people, that could potentially be selling the bottom. So don't, don't be that person. Use this as a way to continue to accumulate. And if you believe in EMP and what we're building, then that's bullish for all of you. If you don't, then that's your prerogative as well. And we've always been a protocol that doesn't rely on hype and empty promises. We are a protocol that just continues to try to strive to deliver on everything that we've set out to do, and none of that has ever changed or ever will change. And there's a lot of really great stuff again behind the scenes happening that will make that happen. So before I get into again some other updates, LA, was there anything you want to add to any of that? I know again I'm going to try to not put you on the spot today, but before we do a deep dive on some of the updates.
Yeah, just I know that everyone's very anxious for us to give a date, but just know that as soon as humanly possible, you'll have a date when we know that we can 100% meet that date. Things are rolling around really nicely. I mean, just while I was driving for 12 hours yesterday, I missed over 346 messages that I need to catch up on in the developer chat. So things are moving.
Totally, yes. Yesterday was very, very productive. And again, uh, we uh, we're gonna do this right. I mean, Fusion is an entirely new concept that is built from the ground up, and because of that, you know, there's it's not just something we fork. It's not something that we don't understand the urgency of getting it out and delivering. It's just that it's a big undertaking, and code is difficult, especially in DeFi, where you potentially, well, there is millions of dollars at hand. So, all right, awesome. Well, again, that's a little bit of a bummer, no date today, but we have other bullish news to follow up with here, and then we'll do some Q&A at the end as well. But a lot of you have been asking about Impulse and PulseChain. So, again, the recurring theme today is infrastructure. So we are putting things in place to eventually have Impulse live, where things are, where they need to be. In other words, I think a lot of people are used to a traditional tomb fork that may not only not be as sustainable as what we're building with Fusion, but they take for granted the infrastructure, meaning, when we launched EMP on Binance Smart Chain, bridges were not an issue. Auto compounding pools were built by Beefy and other third-party platforms. There was a lot of things that we didn't have to do to build that infrastructure. It was already there. Well, PulseChain is not the case. If we want to make it happen on PulseChain, we have to build it. And, that's also really bullish as well, because that opens up even more opportunity for EMP and the products that we put out. So again, there's some really, really innovative things that we're building. I'm not ready to again make that public yet, but we will absolutely have a foothold on PulseChain when it's ready. And honestly, I mean, PulseChain is still working out a lot of kinks. I mean, had we launched already, there would have been a massive decline in Pulse. I mean, we've seen Pulse and Pulse X take a big hit over the last few days. It's almost back down to sacrifice price. And, yes, I understand that we need to capitalize on the momentum, but we also don't want to wreck people that want to ape in too hard and too soon when the chain really isn't even ready for that yet. So, and again, that's not the FUD Pulse chain. I think this is all, the paper handlers. You typically see a dump like this, and that plays into our time frame as well. So, Pulse chain again, Impulse and a little secret endeavor is both underway. We're not ready to give details on that yet, but when we do, again, as always, we when we put a date out, that is 100% the date that we stick to, and we are building our asses off to get it out as fast as we can. But do it in a way that it's not a cash grab. It doesn't wreck people. We do it in a much more sustainable manner. and that all the again, to use a word we like to use, all the guardrails are in place. So anything you want to add to that, LA, in terms of PulseChain or Impulse?
Just that I can't wait to get just a tiny bit further ahead so that we can tell all you guys all the details.
Yeah, 100%. So and we're again we said in the last AMA, we didn't intend for it to be like this, but there may be uh, a 48-hour window where we're announcing some of the most bullish things that we've ever announced in EMP history. And I think that when that does happen, we're going to rely on all of you to help us share that message because there will be a lot of info coming fast um, when we're finally ready to roll. So, all right.
That could
Yeah,
be
go
more
ahead. Yeah.
true, like even just down to the smallest things. Like right before we got on the call, I opened our email and I saw an email from Spritz saying we earned $161 in affiliate commission from that in the last month. I mean, what a great little revenue source that's turning into.
Totally.
And it's in the very beginning stages for us for that because it's only in one region so far. But there's like so many little pieces coming together, and then these big pieces that we haven't quite been able to reveal yet that I have a sneaking suspicion are kind of all going to end up being revealed around the same time period and blow everyone's mind. So
Yeah, no doubt. And again, we didn't intend for that. I mean, obviously, we'd like to space things out the most that we can. But at the end of the day, we do understand the importance of momentum and, capitalizing on the attention that we do have still and will continue to have. And again, I think people kind of lose the history of EMP a little bit. I mean, literally everything that we've ever rolled out has been a massive success in terms of new users and advertising. I saw somebody in Telegram, say when advertising, like and it's like, guys, we'll get there. I mean, again, we've raised millions and millions of dollars, for the protocol that have been distributed as yield. That doesn't go to the devs, it goes into the smart contracts that pay out the yield, and all of that will still happen when Fusion is live. But we can't do a coordinated marketing push and AMAs and get people excited about Fusion until Fusion is here. So, again, there's a very specific way that we're rolling things out, and all of that will happen in due time. So, again, I get it. Nobody wants it here more than we do as a team and as a community. It's just there's only so much that we can do in a day to get it going. So, all right, awesome. And speaking of revenue streams, yes, LA again, all a little revenue streams all add up for sure. Spritz has been killing it. We again get our affiliate commissions through a lot of our hardware wallet links. The YouTube channel has been producing, but we've also been working on a very kind of a secret project. Not because we want to be secret about it, but just because the results are so good that if we give you all the details right now, I think that it could be even more of that FOMO I was talking about earlier of why Fusion will be so powerful moving forward. And we're waiting. What the main reason is based on history. We want to have a lot of great data to share with all of you. That is actual data, not projections, and actual revenue. So all that has been compiled over the last month. We are set up for an amazing month ahead. And if you're a VIP member, some of you already know about it. If you're not, you will know soon enough. But this is amazing because it's what we've said all along, where we want to utilize our treasury to actually produce yield rather than just having it be either dead money or providing exit liquidity for the bad actors that want to just dump EMP and dump eShare and have the treasury buy it back. So we're putting the infrastructure in place. Again, that's the key word today. That this will be an ongoing revenue stream even outside of the DEX, which again we've been talking a lot about the L1X DEX, or L1 DEX is what it is now known as. Again, that is going to be again one of the most incredible revenue streams we could hope for. Hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, in a best case scenario, millions of dollars a day. So, and speaking of L1X, it's not even on my list today, because we were trying to make it short, but they had an amazing hackathon in India over the last week, and some incredible developers and projects that are moving to L1X. All of that will be amazing, and with us having the launch decks, just imagine the built-in volume that will happen right off the bat. So, if you have not joined the L1X Telegram and Discord, please do. There was a great discussion in there from the Dex Finance team, as well as us and our mods about why the Dex is so bullish, the numbers that it can generate, and what that means for both Dex and EMP protocols over the long run. So all of this will happen in due time, and again, we our intention is not to keep kicking the can down the road. It's to make sure that we are 100% prepared for the immense amount of growth that the protocol will get through all of these, again, avenues. So, yeah, all right. I know there was a lot to take in. LA, was there anything on that you wanted me to elaborate more on? Did I skip over too many things? Again, I'm trying to move through it today. I'm still not feeling 100%. So,
No, I think that was perfect. Unfortunately, like you said, we can't go super in depth with that stuff just yet, but things are rocking and rolling, so it shouldn't be long now before we can give more details.
yes, for sure. And all along we said that any DeFi protocol that does not rely on revenue streams, they are going to have a short life. And that has been the goal of EMP, moving away from the seigniorage model over the last 6 months with the development of Fusion and really providing a platform, that is not only self-sustainable, but is zero ponzonomics and allows for passive income with exposure to ETH. And, that was another big part of our internal discussion today. We could have launched Fusion as a whole new token, a whole new, ecosystem, and not had that exposure to ETH and having a pegged asset that allows you again to experience the price appreciation as ETH goes up. Because at the end of the day, and again, I speak for myself, but I think a lot of you are on the same page. We are all crypto maxis. I mean, whether it's blue chips, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's ETH, whether it's EMP, we're all so early on here in crypto and DeFi in general. And I think that again, the whole point is to have that exposure and be able to grow your bags passively and have actual yield come from that. So again, you're not just holding Ethereum in your wallet, hoping the price goes up. You're getting involved in Fusion. You're getting that exposure to ETH, but also earning a passive income along the way, again, through our ecosystem. So those are some really important uh, 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 mentalities that we don't want to compromise on. And even though, had we done an EMPv2 or a different sort of structure, it may have made the launch of Fusion faster, but it may not have made Fusion as robust. And so that was, again, some of the last week or two of the internal discussion that we've had as a team to really make Fusion as bulletproof as we possibly can. So, all right. Is there any other questions, LA, or any other
Yes,
info? Go ahead. Yeah.
we've got some questions on deck. So I did explain this in some of the chats today, but I think it's important to go through it because there seems to be just a little bit of confusion about it. So if you can explain, as people sacrifice their upEMP to Fusion, will that increase the price of upEMP and kind of go into, why that doesn't, and how the price of upEMP does increase.
Yeah, no doubt. So I did see this message, and yeah, I think this is something people are sleeping on a little bit. upEMP could be potentially a very unique game theory experiment in its own right. And what I mean by that is, you know, the way that we have it set up now, the idea is that you are going to be sacrificing upEMP as a asset into your sacrifice phase. And what happens is then the treasury will own that upEMP, and we will be able to determine when and if we redeem that upEMP. Now, we will be whitelisting the redemption address of the treasury, so you're not going to get, we as a treasury are not going to be taxed the 8% out, which again would theoretically help drive the price of upEMP up because every mint and every redeem, because of those taxes, that's what helps drive the appreciation of upEMP. However, the fact that the Treasury then owns it, I mean, we could do a ton of different things. We could just burn the upEMP outright. We could redeem the upEMP and put it back into the upEMP contract. We could redeem the upEMP and then just burn the EMP altogether, which again, that could be, 2 or 3 million EMP on its own. And it's really bullish as well because even if people don't want to sacrifice to Fusion with their upEMP, then they're going to get hit with redeeming all that upEMP, which will then make the price of upEMP go up. So you're basically being paid by the good actors that, or I'm sorry, the bad actors that want to dump on our heads because they're causing upEMP to go up as they exit. So upEMP can be a really, really incredible way not only to get your sacrifice points up, but also just to accumulate more EMP over the long run with how we have it set up. So does that help, LA, or any specific points I
Yep,
should
got
go
it.
over more? Okay, yeah,
No,
yeah,
I think that
yeah,
that
and we
explains
and we will.
super
Well,
bowl.
awesome. We'll have a whole discussion on that as sacrifice gets closer as well, because yeah, I think and again, not to every part of the protocol it has its own advantages or disadvantages depending on what kind of investor you are. But upEMP can be. I know a lot of you have been loving the game theory behind it. And yeah, I mean, again, if you're going to be earning outside the farm, upEMP could be a great way to maximize your gains until we go live.
Awesome. Before I ask the next question, I just want to go in a little bit about what power packs are, just to remind everyone, because just based on a little bit of the conversation in the Fusion questions today, just want to clarify. So all that
For sure.
power packs are is literally a one-time bonus for sacrificing ESHARE for energy. And that energy that you're getting for your ESHARE can be used to buy batteries, power-ups, anything in the marketplace that can help you gamify the system to earn more and get ahead in Fusion. And so it's no different from going to the store and seeing an item that says 1 for 7 or 3 for 15. It's not like that's going to get you any future discounts on that item for buying it that one day at the store. You're getting a 1-day bonus for buying multiples. And it's the same thing except that it's a sacrifice. And so you're sacrificing ESHARE and you're earning energy. And because you're sacrificing a chunk of ESHARE as opposed to just one at a time, we're giving you a small bonus in a package deal. So now the question for AJ. Will there be a limit for how many power packs we can buy at one time? Say, for example, you want to sacrifice 15 ESHARE. Do you have to sacrifice 5 ESHARE, do you have to do 5 eShare power packs 3 times separately, or can you check off 3 in one transaction?
Yes, so all that is still, again, a bit of minutia. The UI is being built out simultaneously, but again, don't hold me to this. But the idea is that there will be a time frame. So we also, because you're getting a bonus, we don't want people to be able to gamify the system either. And everything will still be revolving around what we're calling epochs. And right now that's set to be every 24 hours. So the idea is that I think we're only going to allow one power pack per 24 hours, and that will not only help throttle people getting energy that way, but it will also help deter any potential gamification of larger accounts, trying to whale up on energy and then cashing those out into batteries, unfairly or prematurely, or whatever. So that's all part of our testing right now. Again, that's just one of about 1,000 different items that's on that spreadsheet of what we need to make sure is non-exploitable. But yeah, it'll be some sort of time frame, and then you can do it once every 24 hours, or some variation of that. And if it works out in the testing that there is not an exploit angle, then yeah, you would just be able to do multiple multiple versions of that power pack, depending on how much each share you have. So it's basically thresholds. We have it in the white paper. I don't have it off the top of my head, but at different levels of each share, you get a bigger bonus. So the idea is that you probably would want to save up your eShare, or buy it off the market, rather than just trying to submit multiple power packs. Because if you can save up to the next tier or the next level, you get an even bigger bonus. So that would be another reason to accumulate eShare as well. Which again, I know a lot of even some OGs have been skeptical on the price of eShare. I can tell you we have a lot of stuff that we haven't even alluded to on eShare. That one announcement in terms of what we may do with eShare could literally double or triple the price overnight. So I think those of you
That's
that
perfect
yeah.
into our next question.
Oh, all right, awesome. I didn't even know, LA. Yeah, we're on the same page. So, and
Somehow
yeah,
you read my mind.
perfect. Yeah.
Can you go into the bonuses we can expect when sacrificing eShare and how you expect we'll see eShare prices rising?
Yeah, for sure. So again, like I said earlier today, we're not a protocol that is going to speculate on price. I'm not going to be here to tell you, other than us getting back to peg, which I think we can all agree is inevitable. I can't really tell you, eShare is going to do whatever X it might do. It is still speculative, and that's the beauty of crypto. I mean, we're all here to press our own buttons. We're all here to participate based on our own risk level and what we, again, signed up for. But that being said, we will absolutely be having incentives and other mechanisms under the hood or behind the scenes that will not only support getting back to peg, but once peg is achieved, then it goes to supporting eShare and all the other ancillary contracts in EMP, like Detonator or Detonator style contracts. So, uh, uh, and all of that, again, is outside of any potential rewards from Fusion directly. So, there will be plenty of ways to earn, whether it's speculating on the price appreciation of the tokens or just from the pure yield that Fusion will generate. Again, that's up to you as a person to figure out how you want to play the game. But uh, we are intending on doing a bonus on sacrificing both eShare and EMP Again, EMP, you're getting the peg bonus as well. ESHARE will just be whatever the market value is of ESHARE at the time. We spoke a lot about this on the last AMA, and that's again another game theory. Maybe you want to wait a little bit to sacrifice ESHARE to have the price go up, but maybe you don't because we're gonna have a multiplier on top of the again the price of eShare that will make it much more valuable to sacrifice your EMP and eShare sooner than later. So again, for those that may be familiar with Hex or other sacrificing models, the earlier you sacrifice, the higher bonus you get. And so obviously we want to balance that where we're not diluting people's shares too much, but we definitely want to make it worthwhile for people to commit to Fusion and get the most out of it that they possibly can. So I don't have specific multipliers that we can announce. They will be once Sacrifice is live, and we'll have the equations in the white paper and the Gitbook for people to see. But as of right now, we're not ready to publish that. But yeah, does that help answer, LA?
For sure. Okay, a couple more.
All right.
Once a battery fills, does the excess power automatically feed into the central grid, or do your rewards freeze until claimed?
Yes, so the idea is that you will probably, I can answer this in two ways. If you want to have the BBE take effect or the buyback and earn, um, then it will overflow once that battery is full. Or you're going to want to have another battery to start sucking up the energy when the first battery is full. So again, that's how we intend it to be. There may be some variation of that once it's actually live. But the idea is that there's never a situation where you have to come and claim or do an action to be able to get your rewards. I mean, we're moving away from that to where, again, we want it to be as passive as we can be. So the short answer is it will overflow, and then you will only be able to claim. The only action that you have to take is when you actually claim your battery power cycles, and that could be done whenever. It could be immediately. It could be once a week, once a month, and that's another reason why you would want to have not only multiple batteries, but maybe combined batteries to have a larger capacity. So again, it's that convenience versus manual labor. If you are willing to spend a little more, you can get your battery capacity up, and then you have the convenience of not having to ever come back or once a day or once a week or once a month. You can do it at your leisure. Or if you don't want to spend as much, then you can still have the same outcome, but you have to put in a little more work. So does that make sense, LA?
Absolutely. We're going to take a brief intermission to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe.
I love it. Yes, I'm always forgetting that. So yeah, we have a great turnout today. Please again make sure you're supporting the YouTube channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. And it is a revenue stream for us as well as helping get the word out about Fusion and what we're doing.
Awesome. Couple more questions. Will there be an L1X battery?
Oh man. I think Cody would kill me if I drop this or Machu or anybody from the team. So the official answer is no comment. But I will let you all read into that as if you will. We're really excited for our partnership with L1X. And yeah, I mean, a battery would make sense for sure. So I'll just put it out there. That can be your alpha for today. Yeah.
Oh la la. All right. How will the LP sacrifice work? EMP at peg value and the ETH used to buy EMP at the value on the day sacrificed?
Yes. So again, we're being a little bit vague on this on purpose. as to not, open up any potential gamification. It will not be automatic, I can tell you that. So those of you that are, waiting for peg to pump on the day of, you're going to have a hard time with that. But it will be something that happens, gradually over time. So we will unpair the LP. We will then have that ETH at our disposal, whether it's used to generate more yield or going to buy EMP directly and start pushing peg. All that is up for the universe to decide. But there will be no hard-coded uh, 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 smart contracts in the beginning because we just don't want to be exploited. Eventually, all that will be trustless. And again, we'll have documentation once we're finally back at peg, and we have a treasury, that can support any fluctuation on peg directly. So hopefully that helps.
Awesome. One more question. Do we have any future plans with listing EMP on exchanges?
Yeah, I mean we had some pretty good Asian exchanges in the beginning of EMP. One particular was Coin Tiger. Exchanges are tricky. I mean, unless you're spending $1 million for a KuCoin or a Binance listing, the impact is pretty minimal, and so we've been burned by that in the past. So that's not really a major roadmap item at the moment. But I mean, absolutely. I mean, when we can get Fusion out, we get EMP back to peg. We are one of the only, algorithmic tokens that actually maintains peg with, collateralized by ETH. I mean, Jesus, that would be amazing, and we would have, I think, exchanges knocking down the door to want to have us as part of their portfolio. So yeah, I would say that could be maybe a next year item once Fusion is robust and running amazingly, and we have 10x our TVL from here, and we're firing all cylinders.
Amazing. Those are all the questions I see that we can answer today. So I think we're good.
All right, amazing. I know a lot of you were hoping for more, but I appreciate that your patience. I think again that patience will be rewarded in the long run. Again, we're not here to overpromise and underdeliver. We're here to do the exact opposite, and we're going to do everything we can to continue that ethos moving forward. And I wish we could hire 10 more developers to get Fusion out even faster. But the dev team that we do have is very dedicated and trustworthy. Again, we would much rather have things happen slow but safe than fast and have potential exploits. So everybody is hard at work, and yeah, we're getting very, very close. So keep up to date in all of our socials. Again, Telegram, Discord, and Twitter. LA, I know a lot of people have been asking for maybe an updated Medium article too. I think you and I will probably work on that this week or sometime next week with some updates on the Medium as well. So, yeah, right?
For sure.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yep, so stay tuned for that as well. And yeah, please continue the discussions and our socials. We're happy to answer any questions that you may have along the way. We're not going anywhere. We're here. We're as dedicated as ever. And again, when Fusion, soon. So all right, everybody. Appreciate your support, and we will be back on Monday. We do these AMAs every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and who knows? Maybe we'll have a launch date next week that we can all count on. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. LA, any final words, last minute words of wisdom? Again, I know both of us are really fighting it today, but go ahead.
I'll leave you to your famous sign out.
All right, good deal. So, good night, good day. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.